Hi, I'm finally filming a video about shows. I'm so excited because this one, like, I'm supposed to be doing 13 Reasons Why, but that's not gonna happen for a while because I still need to get my thoughts together about that because I'm still conflicted about that. I know it's been ages since 13 Reasons Why came out, but what's the thing that Philip Franco says? It's not about like the instantaneous part of it. I know that news is all about being instantaneous, but it's about how carefully you construct your answers or questions. I don't know. Okay, so Sense8 came out on May 5th, I want to say. No. It came out like last week and I put it off. So it came out on the 5th of May. That was about 10 days ago. Today's the 15th of May. It took me a while to get to it because I was so busy from uni and things like that and watching my other shows. So I kept waiting until I had no other shows to watch. And I watched it in the span of maybe 3-4 days. I would have been less than that, but I was busy, okay? I had been waiting 2 years for it. I watched it when I was in year 12 and it was like, season 2. And then season 2 didn't even come out till like, the Christmas special didn't come out till like 2016 Christmas time. So I was like waiting 2 years patiently. I understand why it takes so long to make and I am patient and I'm okay with that. It is one of my favorite shows. The Wachowski sisters are honestly like one of the best filmmakers I've ever like had the pleasure of viewing their works. Like Matrix, Don't Kill Me. I haven't seen V for Vendetta, but all the other stuff is like really, really good. They have a way of storytelling which is like very, very different from others, which I see other people attempt to imitate, which if you're a person that makes such good quality content, I'm speaking like a YouTuber, that other people are willing to imitate you or taking inspiration from you, then you're doing something right. And Sense8 is nothing short of brilliant. I know there's like parts of it that I don't like, but like that's with everything. Okay, so if you haven't watched Sense8 before, I don't know what you're doing. Just go watch it. It's on Netflix. It's really, really easy. If you don't have a Netflix account, do a 30-day trial. If you've already wasted your 30-day trial and you don't want to keep paying for it, use someone's Netflix password or, dare I say it, illegally download it. It is, I'm just gonna take a minute. When I first heard about it, I wasn't really interested in it because I was watching a similar show on the CW called The Messengers, which got cancelled. I never even finished it. It's like a similar thing, like these people are connected. There are about 8 people, but they were connected to like, they were like messengers from God, so they're like angels. Sense8 is a bit different. They're not angels, but they are Homo sensorians. They're not Homo sapiens, so they're not technically human. Well, they are, but they're not sapiens. They are 8 people from all over the world, which is so cool how it's that they're connected to each other in a way that is kind of different to what you usually see when you hear about storylines like this. They can sense each other's senses, so they can speak to each other, they can feel what each other's feeling, they can even take over the other one's body if need be. And they all help each other. And they all are so good to each other and so kind to each other. And you forget you just don't realize that people that are different sides of the world, have been brought up in different cultures, are so interconnected, and it just makes you think more holistically about how the world is connected and we're all family in a way. Oh, I got an email. The cinematography, the emphasis on LGBTQ plus issues, because the Wachowski siblings are both transgender. The issues that are brought up, the fact that they can focus on the issues that they have in their cluster, as they call it, with this whole other world that they have, with also their personal issues. So not only do each person kind of helps the other with their personal issues, but all together they come and they work on the bigger picture problem. So there's 8 characters, main characters, there's also other characters, and you can just see into the lives of others. There's Riley, Will, Lido, Wolfgang, Carla, Sun, Cafeus, and Riley. Yes. 2 of them are American. There's Chinese, Kenyan. Kenya? I think it's Kenya. Yes, Kenya. Mexico, Germany, and India, and Icelandic. So they're all from different parts of the world. It's just really intense. There's a lot of nudity, a lot of orgies. I think though that's like the artistic side of it. Don't go out looking for boobs because it's not really the point of it. At first the sex scenes kind of put me off. Like all sex scenes are always kind of like cheesy and stuff, but I feel like this is a reason for it in this show. I guess when at least the orgy scenes are kind of justified. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it other than to watch it because it's really, 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 really good. And it's an acquired taste. I feel like anyone will be able to understand what's going on, but to understand the big picture, you really need to. No, I mean, you don't really need to, but it's good to have a knowledge about like literature and film and just to appreciate it more. Not to take more away from the story, but to take more away from the beauty of it. Because it is a beautiful show, I think. Let's get on to the spoilers now because I really want to discuss everything that had happened. Okay. I'm going to mute this group chat because it's going to keep, like, talking. Like, I feel like the whole cast is really comfortable with each other. There's this one, like, video on Twitter where, like, at the Sao Paulo scene, where, like, Brian Smith and, what's his name? The guy who plays Wolfgang, Max something, are, like, making out. And, like, we don't even know if that was for the show or not because they just, I don't know, they just like making out with each other. I don't know if they're gay. I'm always curious and I don't, like, there's probably no reason to be curious because it doesn't matter to me, but I just always want to know if they're, like, what their sexuality is, even though I'll probably never ever have a chance with them anyway, but I went on Reddit because that's what I do when I want to know more about what's going on because... I mean, parts of it were hard for me to understand just because it's been so long since I watched the first season. I did contemplate rewatching it. I might do that soon, but like at the moment, I'm just kind of like, okay. I am like so conflicted. I don't really want to talk about like everything in depth because that's just going to make it a bit confusing. I just want to talk about my favorite parts and potential theories and how much the last scene aggravated me. Because I just want more and more and more and more. Like, I just love this show so much. I don't even know how I can like explain it into words. I didn't write this down, so I'm just going to keep thinking about it from my mind. And I probably hate myself when I'm editing this, but here we go. Will and Riley's storyline, Will being like caught up in his own like problems and after his dad died and everything, and like you feel sorry for the guy and he's such a good actor. Oh my god. I just love their dynamic. She's there for him, and like in the first season, it was like he was there for her, and now it's kind of like she's like there for him, and they love each other so much that she's never gonna go away. I mean, she's connected to him whether she likes it or not, which is kind of like the opposite. I mean, it's also heartwarming with Carla and Wolfgang, but it's kind of like the opposite of Carla and Wolfgang because Carla's so conflicted. Like obviously Wolfgang doesn't care if she cheats or not, but she cares and she finds it as cheating, even though she doesn't love Rajan. She only married him because it was an arranged marriage, and she doesn't really know how to get like through the situation in a diplomatic way. She wants to do everything right, even though she knows that she's not necessarily a good person because she has this kind of moral compass which tells her this is the way to be good and this is the way to be bad, and she's inching closer to being bad even though she doesn't like that because she was taught to be good. I mean, but in the end, like, what is good and bad? And which then where Wolfgang comes into play, where he tells her like it's okay to be in love with someone else. That is not what you wanted. Like, that is not what you wanted for yourself or what other people wanted for you. And I love that about him. I just love them together so much. Like, I just like, they are like my OTP. They are the one thing that like I wanted to happen. Why didn't they get Paris? Why did he have to get stolen? Like, that Lila chick, like from the start, I knew she was bad news. And then I was like, well, maybe this could be good for him since like Carla's been kind of inching away from him, even though like Carla and Wolfgang till death. But yeah, but then she just got really weird and I knew she had an ulterior motive. There was no way she actually really like had a crush on him, because if she really had a crush on him, she'd find other ways to get him instead of taking off her clothes and seducing him that way. What's everyone's opinion on Cafe-S's actor change? I know there were issues with the old actor, but that guy was so sweet. I mean, they did a pretty good job with this guy. He's pretty sweet too. A bit more sexual, but yeah, we never really got to see Cafe-S with a love interest, so we got one, which is cool. Okay. Nomi and Neets, I mean, they got engaged, which was really, really nice. But that was like taken away by the whole situation that happened where they all had to go to London. I love that they finally kind of had a conversation about, like, you didn't choose this, but you're so okay with it. Like, you're so good with it. And she was just like, well, I love you. Like, I never had a choice, basically. Like, she's just, I'm just like you. I didn't have a choice. And I thought that was really, really beautiful. I feel like her major storyline was how she interacts with her family, and I thought that was really beautiful, how the family kind of like went off, and like her almost getting arrested, which I thought that detective, I completely forgot about him until that moment, and I was like, oh, he's back. I thought that was so funny, like getting rid of his ego after that death that was put on him by Bug, which I love Bug. Bless Bug so hard. Bug kind of reminds me of that other guy, Puck. He's Australian. He sounds Australian. Hold on. Puck. In a tweet, Brian J. Smith was like, any time with Bug made me crack up, or something like that. Sorry, Puck. He is named Kick Gurry. That's a funny name. How he made his hair like Riley. I thought that was hilarious. Yes, he's an Australian actor. What was he in? Sun storyline. Damn. I wanted her to have more of a relationship with the detective, but I guess that's TBC. And with her brother thing, that was an intense scene. There was any scene that like they're all together and they help each other. Oh my god, like the restaurant scene with Wolfgang and Lila, that was like intense, and I loved that scene. And so was the scene with like Sun chasing down her brother. Those two scenes are like really, really like on the edge of your seat, like what's gonna happen, like keep concentrating on what's gonna happen, or else like everything's gonna like stray away. Scenes like that are like my favorite, where they all help each other. And like I just love those scenes where like Wolfgang is fighting people, and then like Will shows up and shoots up, and then like Sun shows up and does her like martial arts. They're just like my favorite scenes ever. Like have I said how much I love this show? Like Lito's life. I'm always really confused about what's her name? Daniela. Oh, she's so, like, at first I hated her. I was like, what are you doing here? But she's so good for them. Like, it's just the only problem with that, she's kind of like on the outside but inside of their relationship, and I find it awkward. I find it a bit awkward, but she's so nice, and like they help her, and it's almost like that she's in like their own like threesome cluster type thing. Yeah, even though she can be a bit needy, but I forgive her because she helps Lito and they help her and they kind of love her. She's like they're kind of the third wheel, but it's okay. She doesn't mind. I feel like she loves it. BPO is like the most random thing, because every time I hear the abbreviation BPO, I think of like some company in Australia that does like water or something. I don't know. Here's what I don't understand. Yeah, okay. BPO is like business. It's like a marketing company. Anyway, BPO, I'm looking it up. The Biologic Preservation Organization. So they are a well-funded multinational multi-government research group that studies genetic mutations in humans and carries out projects like DNA surveys in order to hunt down potential Sense8 who then, when caught, are either persuaded to join their cause, lobotomized, or killed. So basically, the goal is to find these Sense8s and kill them because people don't want them. It's like, we're scared of you, so we're going to kill you, or you help us hunt down other people like you. It's like there's no other choice. And that's kind of like where Whispers comes in, where he's like a leader, but also he's not like the leader. And I feel like he's just misunderstood, and I wish that we got to know him more. I know that we were basically seeing what like Will was seeing, but I just wish, because I feel like he's misunderstood. So yeah, it's kind of like, what are we doing here? Are we gonna let Whispers get in, or are we gonna it's just like, what are they doing? Like, they're just trying to make sure that they are safe, and safe from Whispers, which is where the blockers come in. But I just don't know what the blockers are gonna do for like them when they need each other, but they're trying to hide from Whispers, and then other people can be seen, but they can't. I didn't understand that. Like, some people can be seen, some people can't be seen. That comes back to which Sense8 decides who should be seen. I don't know. Or they're connected to other Sense8s that from different clusters in a different way. Again, weird. I really, 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 really love how they met up with each other. So, where's the Wolfgang? Where is Wolfgang? I have to go find him. Oh, I was secretly hoping that Wolfgang was in the body bag, but it turned out to be Whispers, and I was really upset. Also, that scene where Whispers thinks that Will's not actually there, and he thinks that he's in his head, and it turns out he's actually there. He's like, bang, boom, bitch, dead. So good. So good. And they all meet up with each other, but they don't really interact with each other, which I wish they at least like acknowledged the fact that they were all there together, except for Wolfgang, of course. But next stop is finding him and saving him, and then him and Carla being together, and then them all. I was wondering if it was like dangerous for them all to be together at once, but apparently, I don't know, because they can all then be killed. But then again, if one dies, doesn't all of them die? Actually, no, they don't, because Jonas isn't dead. But Angelica is. But then Angelica's like the mother. That's what confuses me, which is why I probably should watch it again, but it's so good. Oh my god. Anyway, anyone get any more stuff to talk about with it, I might make another video about it, just because, just like talking about different theories and stuff, because I am like so obsessed with it. Anyway, what does everyone think? I want you to tell me. I want you to actually tell me. Don't just be like, don't just not talk to me, like actually tell me. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. Bye. Oh my god, I look like a drag queen. Not in a good way. It's not even a beauty video, like, are you kidding me? I'm kind of glad I didn't upload this video, because I'm getting emotional. I'm kind of glad that I was really lazy and didn't upload the Sense8 video, because not even a month after it aired, they cancelled the show. Why? Diversity, cinematography. I get that it's expensive to make, and that the views didn't amount up to, I guess, the expectation that it would get to like make another season, to like spend that much money on it. But it hadn't even been a month yet. I have this feeling that it's going to come back. I have a feeling that, like, I'm not sure if it's too late to sign the petitions, but I linked whatever like I can. Netflix forms, like submission forms, a change.org petition. There was another petition that I signed. I'll find them. I'll link them. It's not too late to sign them already. What a shame. What a shame. But yeah, please, 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 help out, because I was so excited for the news. I was just shattered when I found out that, like, absolutely shattered. Anyway, I otherwise hope you enjoy your day, and please bring Sense8 back. Please bring Sense8 back. Please. Okay.